Welcome back, guys, to the Common Ground Show. You got your boy here, Jacoby. You got your boy over there. Oh wait, over there,
Oh my gosh.
Thomas. He don't want me to say race things anymore, so I
Because it's
was
just
gonna.
stupid.
It's not stupid. It is what it is. I'm
Oh my
black.
word.
He's white. It is what it is. So, guys, I'm gonna let Thomas take the rest of the show. Um,
The whole show. You give me
I
the whole
mean,
show.
dude, you legit have the most knowledge about this topic. Um, so this topic is it's just a lot. It's a lot of unknowns. It's a lot of Tucker Carlsons. You know,
Yeah, we're gonna get
uh,
into that crap here in the next couple of weeks.
yeah.
Um, but um, but yeah, so this show, oh my gosh, you actually put just my head out here. This show is gonna be interesting. There's been a lot going on. We haven't really discussed it. You have the U.S. Iran war. I don't know if you want to call it a war or a conflict right now. And then you have what I call, well, actually, what a lot of people are calling the Islamification of the West. And then you have something that like every single American in the entire universe of America can get behind, and that is corrupt politicians. And so we could probably do like a year-long study on each and every one of these topics. It is what it is. But I want to discuss and talk about the U.S. Iran conflict first. And Jacoby, get your freaking face back up here because we're going to banter. Good gosh. But before I get into that, so I've been dying on some cherry Coke as of late and vanilla Coke as of late. And I
Dude,
went
we're
out and
not
bought.
sponsored by them, man.
I'm not a Coke. We're in the South. Coke means all soda, like cherry any soda. I just really like it. Um, and so I went out and bought like frozen cherries,
Hmm.
and I have that with my soda choice that I'm not gonna say because
Hmm.
we're not sponsored, but it's really good. But anyways, I
I'm
think we're
glad
on
you got
day.
your little tainty little soda with your little
It's good.
cherries.
Little cheers.
They
But
make you feel
we're on
warm.
day, I think, 19 or 20 of the bombing campaign of Iran. Now, there is a very interesting conglomerate of right wing personalities that are saying that we are at the behest of Israel here. There is a conglomerate of right wing personalities that say that we have no justification whatsoever to attack Iran. And there's a conglomerate of right wing personalities that sit there and say that this is not America first.
Well, let's
Okay.
let's go ahead. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, I was
before I
actually
lose
about
my
to
train of
give the
thought,
ball to you.
yeah, oil prices. Oil
Mm-hmm.
prices are skyrocketing right now, and I mean it's almost $4 per gallon, or not per yeah per gallon. No, is it
Mm-hmm.
per gallon?
Yeah.
I don't know
You pay by
why.
the gallon.
Yeah, I don't know why that why I confused
Pay
myself.
by the gallon.
Yeah, per gallon, $4 per gallon, and when it was almost $2 per gallon, um, and it's really mainly due to this, I guess, proxy war. It's not really considered a war yet um, when you Google everything, but yeah, I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, there's actually, it's interesting you bring that up because I actually I saw somebody on Twitter the other day kind of ask the same question. And because I don't believe, so the big issue here is that the Strait of Hormuz, which if you guys go to a graphic of the world and you go to Iran, and you'll see like a waterway that's like this, and here's a peninsula coming up, and then the waterway goes around the peninsula like this. At the top is Iran, and the bottom, I believe, is I don't know, Syria. I think I can't remember, but 20% of the world's oil runs through this strait, and so if anything occurs in that strait that affects oil, then it's going to make oil prices jump up. Now, what I don't understand, I just did a quick Google on it. And this says American oil prices are high despite not importing Iranian oil because oil is a globally traded commodity priced on a worldwide market, which is currently reacting to major supply disruption from the conflict with Iran. And it brings us up the closure of the Strait of Hormuz through which 20% of global oil passes has caused massive price surges as traders fear a global shortage that boosts the value of all oil. So oil, I believe, is trading at about $100 a barrel right now. And you want it, if you guys watch Landman, then I believe like all the oil people want it trading between like $75 to $83 a barrel or something like that. You and me, the regular consumer, we want it as cheap as possible. So, there you got that to deal with. But right now we're around $100 a barrel, I believe. So I guess the global markets are because of that, even though we don't use the oil, we use our oil and whatever oil is made on this Western hemisphere, it's because it's set at a global market rate, then I guess that's why it's affecting us, which I'm like, the freak to that, dude. Like, if I'm not using your oil, then don't make my price go up, if that's actually the case.
Yeah. I think that we're definitely trying to play 5D, 6D, 8D chess because we're ultimately trying to stop the power of China or tame
We
the
are.
power of China. And so for I am with like us, you know, taking our own things, our own resources for ourselves as Americans. But as far as the oil thing, I feel like that's for midterms. I feel like that's a big no.
I don't
For
disagree. It's got me very sketched out.
you say you disagree?
No, I don't disagree.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
we needed this conflict. Those of you that call yourself conservative and Republican and all that, you want this conflict finished a week ago. Like,
yeah,
Democrats want this conflict for the sake of voting. They want this conflict to go on indefinitely because like war is never popular, or at least it hasn't been for a long time. It used to be it used to be something that rose like national pride and like patriotism and whatnot. But with so many fringe opinions now, where millions of people like buy into each argument, it's not. It doesn't have the same pool of like national pride as it used to.
yeah. I mean, it's not so much as we're just protecting the nation. It's we're getting involved in things that we're not supposed to be involved in, due to corruption in our own government. So, dude,
So let's get in the first question. Let's ask this question: Is Israel pulling the shots, or is America pulling the shots?
well, I would lean on Israel because I mean, give me a reason
Just
not
say
to.
it. Just say it.
Give me a
Just
reason
say.
not to.
Say.
Just give me a reason not to.
Okay. So
Give me
I
some very hard evidence that's like, dude, this is no way Israel's involved.
Israel's involved. I don't think no one is saying. Not even Trump is saying Israel's not involved. Like Israel's the one, I believe they took out a big leader the other day. Like we didn't bomb somebody, they bombed somebody. Like Israel's very much so involved. This was definitely like us and Israel. We went together and said, "Screw you, Ayatollah. We're taking you out." So this is the part that I have the issue I have with the argument that Israel is playing puppeteer with Trump. One, Trump, in nowhere in the history of Trump has there ever been any evidence that someone is using him as a puppet. There's no hit. I haven't seen any of that. If somebody wants to show me evidence of that, please, like I would love to see it. Like show me evidence where someone played Trump a fool and he was like, okay, yeah, let's just keep going down that path. No, he either fires those people or he fires those people. And so that's, to me, that's a big thing. Two, everyone that I ever hear talk, like ever hear that knows Trump well, they all of them like speak the same tune of like no one tells Trump what to do. Like there's stories with during his first presidency where he was in a meeting with all of his national security people and they were discussing, I don't know, let's just say Russia.
But it was some. I can't remember the dude's name, but it's a Jewish guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's Russell Volk. Maybe it is Russell Volk. I don't know, but whatever the guy's name is, he's a huge influence on Trump.
Uh-huh.
There was a video I watched where it showed him talking about him being against the war. Or no, I'm sorry. It was a video him talking about going to war with Iran, and then there was another video with him talking with Trump about going to war again with Iran, and so it was a push that I do believe is necessary for the sake of China to defend against China. But the whole Gaza Strip, the whole, reconstruction of that just seems shady. There's a lot of money. It's a lot of money passing through that to turn into like a resort and things like that. if I'm not mistaken, if it was true news, if if you're watching this, go fact check it yourself. Uh, Elon Musk had like his own personal spot. Donald Trump had their own spot um, on the Gaza Strip on the reconstruction of it for the resort. So I don't like that there's a international, business deal as the president. Uh, like,
Well, I mean, you can't help that. You can't help that his family has, Trump Enterprises, whatever it's called. Like every every every
I,
every president has businesses that.
what
I mean,
I'm
yeah, I don't
saying more
necessarily like it
so from,
either, but they all succeed.
yeah, that's cool, but on something like this, a level where American people are confused on what's going on and everything isn't as transparent. Um, there is a lot of transparency, but there's also just underlying questions that's not being answered. So for people to be confused, I think you should have just allowed them to reconstruct the Gaza Strip and left your name out of it, and left. I mean, let Elon do whatever he wants to do, I guess. But
Yeah, but I also wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm open to being wrong on it. I wouldn't be surprised if there is, and it's really crazy. Like you haven't really heard much about Gaza in the past 3, 4, 5 months. Um, but I feel like that's all you heard for
what a drone
honestly
was flying
since
over New Jersey.
yeah. And so since that October 6th attack in 2023, I believe is what it was. But I wouldn't be surprised if most Western countries have some type of investment in the rebuild of Gaza. I wouldn't be I If we heard that, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like that, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. And even if Trump is going to build something there, I would bet money. And again, I'll be happy to be wrong. I would bet money that he's constructing something that's going to be of benefit to like everybody there. It's not just like, oh, here's my penthouse. No one's involved. No one's invited. Like he's gonna construct a beautiful, big, beautiful golden hotel, you know, and it's going to be an investment into that area, which is needed. And so, but that being said, back to my point of like, I don't. Trump has been sounding the alarm on Iran for, gosh, like a long time. A long time. He's been sounding the alarm on Iran, and so. Yeah, but there's a story where he was in the Oval Office. He was meeting with a ton of his advisors, and they were discussing like Russia or China or somebody like that. And Trump's like, "Well, have we gotten them on the phone? Like, have we called them? Like, have we tried to discuss anything with them?" And all the advisors were like, "You can't do that. No, you can't do that." And he's like, "Why not? Like, watch me." And he got up, went to like whatever phone he's supposed to use, and called China or Russia, whichever country they were discussing. Just called them. And apparently all the deep state people were like, wait a second, like he didn't listen to us. Like why did he not listen to us? This is insane. And so I just don't buy that. Also, apparently, I believe this is what I've heard a few people say. So the reason why we went in and we attacked Iran when we did is because Mossad, Israel's CIA, they caught wind that the Ayatollah and like 40 of the top brass in Iran are going to be meeting on this specific Saturday, 3-4 weeks ago, however long it was, and at this specific location. Now, if Israel was pulling the strings, either Israel would just have attacked them and yeeted, telling us to the wind, or they would have told us and they would have said, hey, we're doing this, just kind of want to let you know so you're not caught off guard. But we're doing this. But that's not what they did. Like, they came to us, from what I've read, and they're like, hey, let's get this done. Like, they wanted to do it with us. Now, if they're pulling the strings, that doesn't sound like somebody pulling the strings. What sounds like someone pulling the strings is Trump with the Strait of Hormuz right now. Right now, we're securing the strait. We are. We've asked the EU, hey, guys, this oil comes to you. It doesn't even come to us. Would y'all send some ships down here to help us secure this waterway where 20% of the world's oil flows through? And it's fine if you don't. Like, we're going to do it. But we would really appreciate your help because this oil comes to you anyways. It doesn't really come to us. And the EU is like, no, dude, we're not going to do that. And it's like, and Trump's like, okay, well, if you're not going to supply or secure your own oil, then why should I be securing your oil? And he floated that around there. And apparently now there's 6 states. There are 6 countries that are now actually being like, okay, yes, I will send some battleships to help protect that strait and to help oil tankers flow through there securely. And so that sounds like main character energy. That's not energy of somebody that's not pulling the strings. Like, nothing of I haven't seen anything where Trump's not pulling the strings. I don't see anybody pulling strings on him right now.
I mean, for him to make those decisions definitely sounds like Trump, right? But when people talk out of 2 sides of their mouth, I think that draws a lot of questions. And that question comes from when he said that we're not going to get into war, right? And I know this isn't a war, a real war, right? But strategically, he's inviting a bigger war, depending on. Well, I think I saw something where Russia is now partnering with us, I guess, in something. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Russia and Iran have been friends for a while.
Yeah. Well, if we haven't gotten Russia, then we have Russia, China, and Iran, right?
Yeah.
And so it could brew a bigger thing. It's not just a quick, easy get in, get out like Venezuela, right?
Mm-hmm.
Venezuela's done, but Iran is still continuing, and now is messing up, you know. And I hate to bring in the bad stuff because there are some good things, which I'll get into, but I mean, the rising of oil pricing, where you have American people already feeling like they're struggling, you know, rising prices of food, rising prices of um, or not food. Let me take that back. Somebody gonna clip that. But not rising prices of food. What was it?
Beef, oil.
No, oil is rising. Yeah, I said that, but I lost my train of thought. My shin hurts. But um, but anyway, I think um he talked out of two sides of his mouth because he didn't allow us to know. Like he didn't he's not telling us the game plan, which I guess it's hard to do that.
I ain't mad at him for not telling us the game plan. What I would like to know is I would like to know what the end goal is. That's what I
That's
would
what I'm
like to know.
saying. That's
But he can't. I mean, at the same time, though, if he tells us, it's like what pissed me off about Obama. Obama sat there when he came into office in 09. He sat there and he said, "We're going to have all our troops out by 2011." And the first thing that hit my head as an 18-year-old was, what the crap, dude? Like, don't tell our enemies how long they have. Like, what the heck are you doing?
I always thought it was
Like,
a movie.
what do you mean?
Like whenever I saw like George Bush with war stuff, Obama, like honestly I didn't even take it seriously. Like I didn't look at it as like actually happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Well,
I was
that's
like,
not
there's
good.
no way.
Weren't you in
Well,
ROTC?
yeah, but I was just like, there's no way. Not was Obama president when I was RTC? Was he 2013?
Yeah.
Dang, yeah. But anyway, it was just it was just the fact that we told people on live TV like what we was gonna do. So I do understand that from that point. Like I don't want Trump telling us on live TV what's gonna happen, right? But after it happens, tell me why. It's
Yeah,
like,
and I do think we're gonna get that. I
who was
mean,
that? Instinct?
tell me
Tell me
why.
why.
Yeah, let's see. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Um, yeah. So, yeah. No, I would like to know. I would like to see an end goal. I would like to see, because right now it just looks like we're just bombing to bomb. Now, here's the difference, and this is what I appreciate. And Trump doesn't want any wars. And I think what people are missing, and Trump has always said this, uh, he doesn't. He is tired of endless wars. We were in Iraq for 20 years. 20 years. There's no need for us to be there for 20 years. If the establishment would have had their way, we would have been in there, probably still be in Iraq. You have to think, like, the military industrial complex. It is good business for the America to be at war. Period. It does not behoove them for us to not be at war. We can't buy bombs, bullets, guns, and planes, and ships and tanks if we're not at war. Like, so that just, I mean, that just makes sense.
That's a
And
Joyner
so,
Lucas lyric, a verse.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Man, I'm a
somebody will know what
freaking
that means.
rapper. So, I mean, yeah, we can't do that. And so I think what people are missing is Trump is saying, guys, we can't, no more forever wars. I'm not sitting there saying, let's not, let's not get into conflicts with people that behoove the United States. And on that note, I think this behooves the United States drastically, behooves the United States. on multiple fronts.
Can I?
First and foremost,
Can
go ahead.
you use? Can you give me the definition of behoove, please?
It helps us out. It is very beneficial for
So
us to
beneficial is
remove.
what it means. Behoove.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ask your mom.
Are you gonna stick with that?
It is a duty or responsibility for someone to do something. It is incumbent on. Yeah, it behooves us to do it. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
still stick with that.
Okay.
It
I
behooves any coach to study his predecessor, is the example they gave. So it behooves us to do this at the behest of our country, at the behest
oh
of
my gosh,
of
you're introducing another behest definition, please.
look it up. Apparently, because you're already looking it up.
I'm
I'm gonna
not.
keep talking. Oh my gosh. I swear.
You can't
Nobody's
be
listening
whipping
to us.
out big words, man. Behest.
Behest, a person's orders or command. They had assembled at his behest.
So it's a command.
Yeah.
So behoove is my duty. Behest, I command.
Yes.
Man. All right. All right, I'm done.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me, Smalls. So I lost my train of thought. It
Sorry.
is beneficial for the United States to actually get rid of the Ayatollah in Iran. We could go into the history of how the Ayatollah took over Iran in 1979, where they then held, I think, 52, I think is what it was. Yeah, 52 of our American personnel hostage for 444 days. They did not release them to us. They only released them after Reagan got in office, and basically, I think he told them, "Hey, I'm going to blow you off the face of the earth if you don't, release these hostages." I believe that's what happened. Fact check me on it. Let me know. But yeah, like not only that, like they bombed. It's a huge thing in our history. Beirut bombing in 1983. Iranian-backed Hezbollah killed 241 U.S. personnel. 1983 Marine barracks bombing and 17 Americans in the embassy bombing. Iraq War. It is estimated around 603 American troops, accounting for 17% of all U.S. combat fatalities in Iraq during this period, often using advanced explosive devices. And that's Iranian-backed militias that killed our troops. In 2007, there's in Karbala, a Karbala attack killed 5 U.S. soldiers from again affiliated militants with their special forces. In 2019, 2020. Rocket attacks on Iraqi bases resulted in deaths of American contractor and injured U.S. service members. They attacked one of our bases in Jordan in 2024. A drone attack by Iranian-backed militia killed 3 U.S. soldiers and wounded over 40 others in Jordan. And then obviously this conflict, and we've had unfortunately 13 U.S. service members pass away during this specific conflict. And what Iran does and what they have done, and I'll get into this here in a minute about them, is they use proxies, Hezbollah, Al Qaeda, I think ISIS, check me there, but they use proxies. They don't necessarily do it specifically themselves. They'll throw money all around. Again, they're the number one. I can't overstate that. They are the number one sponsor of terrorism in the world. More than China, Russia, anybody that you can think of that would sponsor terrorism, they're the number one sponsor of terrorism in the whole world. And so that not just us. So they're not just killing us. They're not just sponsoring deaths to us, even though they're chanting death to America every time they meet together, basically. So I don't really want people to have a nuclear weapon when they chant death to America every time they meet for high-ranking, official meetings. Like, that would just be annoying. I don't want that. Trump didn't want that. And apparently they were pretty close to having the uranium. I don't think they were close to having nuclear bomb, but they were pretty close to having the uranium to get to having a nuclear bomb. But I think mainly the big issue here is it really is putting a massive strain on China. China is their number one exporter or buyer of Iranian oil, and now we've basically shut that off. And that's huge, to put a really big damper on China. And somebody posted a pretty interesting, not quote, but pretty interesting report. And not report, I don't even know what I'm saying. And of course I didn't save it, but it was on Instagram, and it was pretty well thought out, like piece by piece of like why we went into to take out. Oh, here it is. Quick read. While everyone's focused on Iran's nukes, China had a $400 billion secret deal to kill the US dollar. America just destroyed both. Here's what this means. Iran has $27.3 trillion in resources. This is more than stopping nukes or ending terrorism. It was about protecting the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, which the US dollar is. In 1974, Henry Kissinger made a deal with Saudi Arabia, and it was all oil sold globally must be priced in US dollars. So any oil sold or bought, whatever, it had to be done through the US dollar. That one deal is the only reason America can print money without destroying your savings. China spent 25 years quietly dismantling it. When US sanctions cut Iran off from SWIFT, China stepped in. We'll keep buying your oil, just accept yen instead of the dollar. $400 billion secret 25-year deal into Iran's oil infrastructure. Iran gives China guaranteed discounted oil for 25 years. Iran became China's backdoor to killing the petrodollar, and it was working. The same day the U.S. struck China, called an emergency UN meeting trying to stop it, to protect their $400 billion investment. Iran's $27 trillion in resources would have completed their plan to replace the dollar forever. The U.S. stopped it. This isn't the first time someone challenged the petrodollar. In 2000, Saddam says Iraq will sell oil in euros. 2003, we invaded, Saddam's gone. 2009, Gaddafi promised gold-backed currency. 2011, Gaddafi gone. 2025, Maduro tries to sell oil in yen. 2026, Venezuela under U.S. control. 2021, Iran signed secret $400 billion deal with China. 2026, Kalamani is erased. Mess with the dollar and you disappear, is basically what this guy was saying. This is Eric Cole on the Twitter. So, but it's really obviously there's way more to the reasonings why those individuals, Saddam, Gaddafi, Maduro, and Iran were eliminated. But like you were saying, Jacoby, like that puts a crazy pain point on China and its economy. And because China can't get oil any other way. Like they don't produce oil. And Peter Zehan is somebody y'all need to read up on or listen to. He is so smart on these things. But he basically said, like, if China wants to get oil and the Strait of Hormuz is not controlled by Iran, then that oil would have to go all the way down Africa the other way, like the Atlantic Ocean side of Africa, and then go down South Africa, and then up, and then cross the Indian Ocean to get to China, instead of just going through the Strait of Hormuz. And so it's a huge deal for China, and this puts a huge issue on their backs to try to figure out how to correct this oil issue for them. So I do believe this is America first. I think I've been reading a lot where even Bill Clinton said that he wishes that he would have gone in and gotten rid of Iran and the issues with Iran. And that was 30 years ago when Bill Clinton was president. Every president basically since 1979 has said, should have dealt with Iran. Even when we were going into Iraq, we had a lot of our leaders that were saying, we're really not fighting Iraq, we're really fighting Iran. And so it's just, I feel like this is the long time coming issue, and it just sucks that it has to happen now. Whether you agree with it or not, you need to be praying that it ends quickly, because the faster these things end, the less bloodshed that occurs. The faster these things end, the quicker we can get back to stabilization. The faster these things end, the quicker we can get back to understanding what's next on the horizon. And so, again, whether you agree with it or not, you need to be praying that it ends quickly. So yeah, what you got, Jacoby?
Yeah. I think that just very much goes back into what I said and what you already co-signed, which is China being pissed off that the route has to change, or will they fight for the route that they had? That's a big question. And if China fights and gets pissed off, would Russia, would they join? Then Iran, you get what I'm saying? It's like falling dominoes.
And that's the thing. I don't think Russia can. I mean, I have nothing to say on that. They're too enthralled with, they're just too enthralled with, Ukraine right now. Yeah. To deal with that. So I'm going to try to share my screen because I want people to see this. Let's see if this sharing screen thing works.
You didn't tell me that before?
What? I can share my screen, can I?
I have to prepare it.
Oh.
No, you can't. Well, this is embarrassing.
I have a screen sharing option.
Yeah, but you're sharing the wrong screen. You're blacked out, bro.
Hold on.
I know you wish to be black, but
oh my gosh,
that's pretty dark.
Share. Hold on, it's coming. My computer's just slow. Sorry, folks. It's coming. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, if it's too slow.
Think of the tortoise and the hare.
We're probably not going to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Is it sharing?
Give me a minute. I'm doing this all on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. Not that one. Not that one.
My bad if I really screwed everything up here.
Hey, we're professionals, bro.
Yeah, totes my goats.
We always
Whoa,
start
that looks
somewhere.
bad.
Huh?
Nothing, my screen just looked really jacked up.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh.
Anyways, I'm trying to show you guys the difference, like how oil going through the Strait of Hormuz to China, or it having to go around Africa to get to China. I know you guys can pull it up, but I'm trying to save y'all the quick Google search, which y'all have probably already Google searched this already. And if you have, then good for you. Super sorry. Let's just go ahead and move forward. Let's just.
Dude, we're in here now. We're in the jungle.
Oh my
We
gosh.
love fun and games.
Yeah, except we've spent 45 minutes on this stupid show.
Bro. Stop sounding salty. Don't be salty. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Did your audio go out? Well, uh-oh. Sorry, guys. We're having some tech issues right now. My co-host just went out. We was previously discussing how Israel is behind everything, and we found the culprit. We know the answer, Sway. That's not true. Um, might be ending this episode early. We're gonna give my co-host a little bit more time. If you're watching, give us a thumbs up. Um, if you're not racist, give us a thumbs up. If you're racist, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, put your comments down below. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it, guys. I appreciate you. Oh, hold up. He's back.
That was so bad. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
10 minutes
That
to
was
spare.
so bad. Just go look at a map. Go look at a map, and you'll see the Strait of Hormuz, and you'll see Africa. And if they can't get oil through the Strait of Hormuz, it's going to put a massive issue on China. Just go all the way around Africa, and Africa is a huge continent. It's just not good for China.
Africa.
That being said, I want to move on to the Islamification of the West. Now, I'm going to piss a lot of people off here. Period. And what I want to say is Islam has nothing to be compatible with the West. There is a reason why we live in different parts of the world. point blank. And we in the West have very different cultural values. And to say that Islam shares our values, it would be an extreme lie. An extreme lie. Their
I
women do
mean,
not
what
have
about? I mean, what about the Islamic faith? I mean, you see it in pro boxers. You got Devin Haney, who's a
yeah.
Muslim, and he doesn't beat women. He don't have intercourse with minors. Um, he don't kill Christians, or what do you call them? What do Muslims call people who are not
The
them?
infidel.
Infidels. Yeah. So he just beating up people in the ring. Well, he got beat up by somebody else, but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that, but it's what their religion. I know it's not a religion. It's what their cult preaches, and so it is allowed. There's no other thought process in the world today where you can use your what you want to call it, a religion or a cult, to justify burning people, to justify throwing people off of buildings, to justify marrying underage girls, to justify. Um, truly, do I need to say more to justify terrorism around the world? Like, there's nothing, there's no other. I can't think of
I mean,
another
there's
religion
a,
out there that justifies those things.
I don't know, she probably would claim Christianity, but there was a woman who literally, her son robbed somebody and got killed, and she was in defense for her son, saying that the only thing he did was rob you. You didn't have to kill him.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of that crap.
that
I wouldn't say
mentality,
that's Christian.
that
But that's not
mentality,
Christianity. They're not looking
no,
at
but
Christianity and saying, "Oh, it's justified because of Christianity."
no, what I'm
No,
saying
there's just
is,
their that's just their incorrect thinking.
yes, but what I'm saying is, somebody who would claim Christianity, that they are a Christian, lines more like a Islamic faith based person. So if there's a brainwashing or an indoctrination to become pro everything Islamic, then it might be working, because a lot of people are definitely open to real life purge, not the movie purge, but like real life.
Well, I think it would get to what would happen with the movie and for Purge. Like, truly, like it would. I think we as a society will get there. I think everything comes around. Everything goes around. Like, movies are about 30 years ahead of themselves, and so we don't have much time left, but we need to pick this up next week. We're not even going to get to how pathetic politicians are. So please come back next week and we can discuss that one. But no, you have the UK right now, and there's people getting thrown in jail in the UK for like praying in the street. But yet they have like the Muslim call to prayer going on,
Mhm.
like over loudspeakers. You have like, I believe, like Sharia police on horseback.
So there's no Sharia law. It's just, but there's Sharia police.
Yeah. in UK. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got this right. Let's see here. Apparently, this says it has been investigated and deemed inaccurate. But the other part of it is that there have been there's widespread sources in the UK where upwards, I believe it was 250,000, I believe. Fact check me there. 250,000 British girls that have been raped by and from that group of individuals. And they get extremely light sentencing. Or if they even get put in jail. And so there's a extreme issue going on in the UK, going on in all of Europe, really. And that's why when like Marco Rubio and when JD Vance goes over to Europe and that we speak at the European forums and whatnot, all they're speaking to is, hey, get back to your Christian heritage. Like, get back to it. That's what built your societies. Get back to it. That's what has sustained you for all these years. Get back to it. And whoever you bring into your society, tell them you got to assimilate. Where you don't come into somebody else's society and say, okay, cool, appreciate that. Not gonna live by your laws, not gonna live by your customs, not gonna live by your thought processes. Like, not gonna do that. You don't do that. Period. Like, I don't go over to your house, Jacoby, and you say, hey dude, guess what? We put the toilet seat down after we use the bathroom. And I just go like, yeah, I don't care. That's complete disrespect.
Well, I'll give you a better one. You ain't coming in the house yelling like you own the house. You'll be met with the wrath of a very ferocious melanated woman.
Oh my gosh.
But nah, Islam does not belong in the West for sure. I'm a person who definitely feels that our focus should be in Iran, but it was definitely more of a focus for the Islamification that's going on in the country. Uh, I think no political figure are talking about it enough. We're definitely focused on Iran, which is good. It's good, but we have to work in our house. If our house isn't safe, then outside the house is like stuff always gonna happen outside the house. But um, but yeah.
Yeah. So to give you guys a little bit of context, the 250,000 victims that I cited earlier was brought by Lord Pearson in the UK parliamentary debate. He stated it was an extrapolation from a findings of 2014 inquiry into abuse in Rotherham, UK. The Rotherham report itself provided a conservative estimate of approximately 1,400 children sexually exploited between 1997 and 2013, predominantly by men of British Pakistani heritage. Lord Pearson and others suggested a national total would be much higher, with some going as high as 1 million victims. So again, that's the issue at hand in the UK right now, and that's just with sexual harassment to underage girls, which you should just hang them by their wiener until it falls off. And so
I would say the nuts, but yeah.
honestly, put some I don't know, put some peanut butter on those and let a dog go to town. I don't care. But yeah, anyways, guys, that leads us into, Jacoby brought up a really good point. If your house is not in order, then it really doesn't matter what's going on outside. And we've got politicians that don't give a rat's turd about you, period, point blank. And you're seeing that right now with the Save America Act. 81, 82, 83% of Americans, no matter if you are Democrat, Republican, a black, white, whatever, like 83% of Americans believe that only American citizens should vote. And we did a story on this a few episodes back. And if people sit there and tell you, hey, this disenfranchises women, don't buy that crap. There are 9 states right now, I believe 9, it's either 8 or 9 states that require proof of citizenship to vote, period. 8 or 9 states. So you're going to have 8 or 9 states that already do this. So you have millions of women in those states that sit there and are capable of showing proof of citizenship. And then you have 24 states that you have to show a valid photo ID to vote at the polls. So you have millions of women that can show proof of citizenship, and you have more millions of women because 24 states tell you have to show valid photo ID to vote. So you're telling me those 24 states, those women are much smarter than the other 26 states that don't have valid photo ID? Is that Democrats? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that the women in mostly Democratic states, they're too dumb to get a photo ID? Is that what you're saying? Because I refuse to believe that's the case. That is idiotic of an argument.
Well,
And honestly,
I believe
it's so stupid.
that is the case. I believe
No, it's not the case. You are
liberal
capable of doing that.
women are incapable
No, they're
of getting a photo ID. Have you seen a liberal woman's driver's license?
no.
No, because they don't exist because they don't know how to take photo IDs.
Anyways, so on that note, guys, like, look, we're going to get into all that next week with corruption from our politicians. And it's not just the SAVE Act. Like, the House voted today. There was 190 Democrats that said, hey, if we see that a illegal alien, or if we see, I think it was just illegal aliens, it might have been just anybody here that is not an American citizen, if they have fraud, whatever, if they're caught with fraud of any kind, they're kicked out of here. 190 of them said, no, that's not right. 190 of your representatives said, no, that's not right. You mean to tell me being in this country, one, is not just a right in of its, not just a privilege in and of itself. And then you're going to sit there and tell me that they can abuse that privilege so much so that they can commit fraud against us and then not kick them out? These people don't care about you at all. And we're going to get into that next week. I hope you guys got something from this stupid show. If you did, please like, subscribe, follow. Please give us a comment. We want to hear from you, point blank, period. We want to change the discussion. We want to speak truth to not just a country, but a world that is full of lies. and we're open to being wrong, and we're open to admitting that. But we want to have that discussion with you. So,
We're students,
and,
always
yeah.
learning, always willing to learn.
Until next time, I'm out.
Peace out, guys.